Hey everybody, we're back with a what the heck, Hollywood?
A dull movie. You do it better than I do. There you go. See?
Town and Country.
Warren Beatty, Diane
Gold,
Keaton.
Goldie Hawn, Andy McDowell, Jenna Elfman, Gary Shandling, Buck Henry, and I don't know, maybe there was a good script originally?
Yeah, I don't know.
This is the improved script. This is the script that had punch up dialogue. How?
Usually, I can figure out a movie, but this one was a little bit different.
This feels like The Snowman
You would think that,
with the cast and talent.
yeah, you would think, these people, money doesn't give you happiness. I'll tell you that from this movie.
You mean the 90 to $125 million this cost?
Yeah, it was expensive, wasn't it?
I have to assume all of that was in like travel airlines.
Mm.
Let's
Yes.
review this movie.
Okay.
So anyway, it has oh, the light is changing again.
Okay. Do you need the light on behind us?
No, that'll oh no, that'll make us look
Maybe
like
the light
pale.
over there. That light.
Well, it'll make us look like angels.
No, not that light. The other light.
See?
Yes, the other light. The other light. Yeah. That adds a
Okay,
little
I
bit.
guess.
We can try it. If we have to adjust, we adjust.
It's just weird how it changes.
Okay.
So anyway, it starts with a guy watching a naked woman play the cello,
Cello.
playing the cello, and then it cuts to 3 days later, where him and his wife are celebrating an anniversary or a birthday or just celebrating.
Years together or something. They were at the bar with Goldie Hawn and her husband, Gary Shandling.
So anyway, then they all go on a plane. Gary Shandling brought the cake, so I was like, wait, did they just celebrate and then immediately get on the plane? It's
Yep, to go back home. So it's like they flew somewhere to celebrate this dinner, this reunion, and then flew back home. They had
then
that kind of money that they could just get on a private Learjet and go.
I wonder if that was the cast spending the money. I wonder if this is the cast vacation footage.
Mm,
That would make nah,
no, I don't think it
a
was.
vacation video would make. Ugh. Anyway, so then they go to the house where there's a there's Josh Hartnett, two daughters.
No, one daughter.
I thought there were two.
Uh-uh.
There were two boys.
No, they had one boy, one daughter. The
And
daughter had a boyfriend that didn't speak very good English.
they run that into the ground.
And then the housekeeper had a boyfriend.
I think they run that into the ground too.
Well, it's kind of funny one night, yeah. One late night.
Um, then they go to like the the grandmother's house.
Mm,
Am I? You better be holding my hand on this in this movie
okay.
because
So far,
I really don't
you're doing
remember a whole
fine.
lot of it.
No, you're doing fine.
So anyway, so at this house, which the dog who weighs probably like 70 pounds,
Yeah, both of them pounce the grandmother, start licking her in the face.
and then just cuts, and I'm like, I have no idea what's going on right now, and it's like
Diane Keaton was going to host
an
a
open house.
right with all these
Was
Japanese.
yeah, was that the house The
That's where they
grandmother's house.
that's where they were going to be for the hosting.
So then there's a scene where Warren Beatty is trying to fix a
Weather vane.
weather vane
It's crooked.
tilted.
It's on crooked on the roof. The roof goes like this, and they have it like on the back side of this roof, so it's not straight up. It's kind of leaning out, tilt.
And then falls down. Or
Yeah.
falls off the roof.
And then they said,
Meanwhile,
yeah, did you get the thing?
meanwhile,
Oh, that's just porter. And then the lady, she describes in Japanese porter. That's her porter.
meanwhile, Goldie
Like carries
Hawn.
luggage. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Goldie Hawn is following Gary Shandling, who is having an affair and a interesting affair.
Yeah, he didn't want to go into a hotel room with another man, so he went in with somebody dressed as a lady.
A guy in drag.
Yeah.
Not here to shame anybody, okay?
Nope. It's all around
It
us.
takes a strong man to wear pink. That's all I'm saying, and I've said that for years. Then we go back to the open house where there's a Ferris wheel and a carnival
in the background.
while they're playing golf, I think, or
that I'm not sure on.
And then there's a scene, and then they're like, what is it? Goldie Hawn and Gary Shandling are now going through a divorce where everything is in his
they were
name.
Playing golf, and Goldie Hawn comes onto the golf course. That's
Yeah.
the golf you're talking about. Okay.
I'm just trying to remember the scenes that I remember. There is so
much going on.
Does this movie have editors?
They probably all have editors. But they just, it was aloof of a movie.
If this movie had editors, all of them should be ashamed of themselves.
Well, they made their money and they moved on.
No, they didn't.
Oh.
This movie was a colossal failure. This movie makes Batman and Robin look like the Avenger. Okay, bad example. This makes Batman and Robin look like Juno.
Okay.
Probably when this comes out, that would be controversial too. With Elliot Page, I think that's his name. So then there's just so many scenes that just feel like it's like we promised someone an hour and 45 minutes, so we're going to have as many pointless filler scenes as possible to get it up to an hour and 45 minutes.
Right, so it was like they started a scene
and then
got into it a minute, and then it was like spliced off for another scene to come in, and then that it just kept going, like nothing finished except for the one evening that everybody was fooling around and all the men ended up in the kitchen.
And he was eating like cornflakes or something, and
Rice Krispies.
Or Chex.
Rice Krispies, because he was trying to teach the daughter's boyfriend that it was Rice Krispies. And he's trying to learn English.
So then Warren Beatty is having an affair with this
the cellist
chick. I've never seen her before.
The cellist?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the actress's name. It's like
well, it should be on there. It was
Natasha Kinski.
Russian, I think, or something.
Or chick. Cello girl. You try saying her name.
Natasha.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's how you say it.
Close enough.
So,
You're giving her credit.
So, he has an affair with her, and his wife
eventually
implied, gave hints that she knew, but was like, but acted like she didn't because she's talking about this chick flick about how a girl, or about how a guy cheated on his wife, and so he jumped out of a window, was paralyzed almost, and then the wife nursed him back to health, and then pushed him out again to kill him.
Pain and suffering. Yeah, there were a lot
that doesn't come back. That's just one. It would be like if she said, why did the chicken cross the road? To get to the other side. It would be. She might as well have said that because both of them lead the exact same place. Nowhere!
There were a lot of conversations, descriptions of things going on that you could see the guilt on each of the men and Goldie Hawn that, but they didn't know for sure.
And then
thought it was being stated, but it wasn't being stated.
And then Goldie Hawn is saying to Warren Beatty, it's like, I can't believe it. I can't believe my husband cheated on me. Let's make out. Let's have a let's do it. This is going to be a long review because we can't really say like, oh, then this happened and you know what's going to happen, because you do, but this movie takes like 15 minutes to do it.
So anyway,
so then
Diane Keaton, when the divorce was taking place.
Oh wait, there's something else.
Just one moment.
Okay.
Diane Keaton sent her husband because Warren Beatty and Goldie Hawn were good friends before the marriages, and so Diane Keaton sent Warren Beatty down with Goldie Hawn to check out the southern home plantation. So they go down there, and that's when they got close again and stuff, whatever.
Was it in the South?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I think she shows another house later, because that didn't look like the same house.
It was her house up in New York.
This movie had like 12 houses. I was like, you figure you have an idea of what the movie's gonna lead to, but then it just drags in other cases and then doesn't explain in other cases. Like the big dogs are only in like 2 or 3 scenes that are useful.
Because
really,
they're Warren Beatty and Diane's dogs.
Really, you could have had just a poodle, and that would have done the exact same plot.
Yeah, but when they were going to go through the divorce...
These look like the mechanical animals that we saw in Japan that you could ride at that theme park.
Okay. These were there because there were 2 of them, and they were eventually going to get a divorce, which they did not end up getting a divorce.
Okay, then there's another. Okay, then the cello girl says, "I'm pregnant. I'm gonna have a baby," and then Gary Shandling and Warren Beatty go to some Italian restaurant, 5-star, I'm guessing, to eat, to not really talk a whole lot.
Out in Aspen or
no,
Sun Valley?
Before.
Before they made the trip to Sun Valley?
Yeah. Where then he says, "Hey, where are you going?" I'm going to the left. Okay, I'm going to the right. Bye. Now, do you remember?
Mm.
It's like, what was the point of that scene?
Gary wanted to tell him...
No, this should wait. You should wait until the 20-minute mark, because it took the movie, 20 minutes to say it?
Well, he was having a hard time. During that age, it was hard to tell people that you were...
2001?
Yeah.
Elton John.
But this movie, it was hard for him. People already knew those people were gay.
No, I'm just saying gay people were gay in public.
Right.
So it wasn't like they were going to be like, "You're gay? Ew."
But in this movie, the setting,
I thought it took place in like 90. I thought it took place in the current time.
But they were just describing it that way. Each person it's difficult for them to come out. Okay? Some are open about it. Some, it affects others. It affected his marriage with Goldie Hawn.
Sorry, people.
Thank you.
So then, what do you do with a movie that really has no plot and just is dragging and has no point? Vacation.
Well,
So they go to
the only house he owned was a cabin out in Sun Valley.
Oh wait, we should mention Andie MacDowell, who he meets on a plane ride. Who I'm guessing they're flying first class because those look like comfy seats.
Yeah.
I was like, hey. She said, hey. You can see the sparks fly, I guess. So then they go to Sun Valley. We're guessing Idaho. They just say Sun Valley.
Yeah, so we're not sure Idaho, Utah, Nevada, exactly where it is.
It might have been Colorado.
I don't think it's Colorado. But anyway.
Would explain the skiing. And
it's the only house that Gary has out of the divorce.
I thought he had like a lot of stuff because it was in his name.
His lawyer had him put it in his wife's name for some reason.
That's not how it's okay.
It was all in Goldie Hawn's name.
So I guess they couldn't afford a Days Inn or something, or a Ritz, or a motel, or a Red Roof Inn.
His cabin.
So anyway, this is when he again meets Andie MacDowell, like waving.
They were trying to do fishing in the river.
With the help of Jenna Elfman, who you were like, who's Jenna Elfman? Yeah, and I was like, Dharma and Greg, and you were like,
yeah, then
who?
Then I saw.
So anyway,
very young.
So anyway, then there's a scene which probably cost like $5 million about like that looked like an Olympic skater just doing like spins and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go to a Halloween costume party?
Yeah.
One is dressed like Elvis, the other is dressed like a polar bear.
Yep. And then Jenna
is dressed like a fairy princess or something?
No.
What was she dressed as?
What's her name? Diamonds are her girlfriends. JFK had an affair with her.
Oh, Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe.
Oh. So anyway, then Warren Beatty left the house to go to Andie MacDowell's family with Charlton Heston and
as the father
and
with a shotgun.
Thanks for ruining the joke.
Oh, sorry.
I wanted to say Charlton Heston goes against type playing a gun-obsessed old person, so a big stretch for him, huh? Although it was pretty funny, his wife, who they kind of are like the Ropers if the Ropers were like 70s and 80s, like, you couldn't hit anything, you sack of poop.
But she could hit everything in the wheelchair.
Yeah, she was in a wheelchair, and it was like, I don't think she was necessarily like nearsighted, but it was like she was intentionally trying to smash things, maybe?
Maybe they had the wheelchair rigged or something that she'd want to go straight and it would go either way.
I really hope she wasn't nearsighted because I did laugh at a few of her lines and stuff. Maybe she had Alzheimer's or something. Or maybe she had a stroke, like Sophia did on Golden Girls.
Yeah.
So then there's a scene where, you know, I still think the female brain had the least comfortable sex scene, but I think this might be on par or worse, where where they're naked in bed, but they're talking to each other with stuffed animals.
They weren't naked in bed. They both had pajamas on.
But
they never made out.
Yeah, but I thought they did. Okay.
No, they never had sex.
But yeah, they're talking to each other like they're 4-year-olds. So it would be like, "Hi, Kay, do you want to review a movie?"
Sure.
That sounds wonderful.
So when Warren Beatty got into bed, there were all these stuffed animals and dolls and stuff that made noises.
Yeah.
And so he took a lot of them off the bed so he had room. And when Andie MacDowell came in and she goes, "Oh no, they have to be on the bed. They can't
You have Oinky and, I don't know, Billy or whatever.
They have to be on the bed. They go together. They, whatever, blah,
And
blah,
then
blah.
Charlton Heston says, like, "If you want to sleep with my daughter, draw. We meet tomorrow at noon," or something. It's like,
Gunsmoke.
Okay, I have
the
no...
Rifleman.
I have no idea what's going on now, and then Andie MacDowell leaves, and then Jenna Elfman is
No, she stayed in the bed. He
leaves. Warren Beatty leaves.
Left the house.
And then...
Get out of there. These people are nuts.
And then Jenna Elfman tries to make love to Warren Beatty in the snow and winter, and is like, okay. Meanwhile, the kids are there for some reason.
His son showed up because he wanted to hear his dad's point of view of what his mom had said was going on.
And then, okay, what happens next? Then Gary Shandling, like you said, wants to tell Warren Beatty that he's gay or bisexual or whatever, gender fluid or who knows. Then the cello girl says, like, "I'm pregnant. Me and my boyfriend have been trying for a while. Okay, bye." And that scene was allegedly reshot, and I'm like, really? That couldn't be over a phone call?
No, because he had to get caught.
No, this was afterwards. This was before Goldie Hawn, Diane Keaton, Andie MacDowell, and Jenna Elfman were all at some, I have no idea, a
architectural award,
or like a home buyers award or something.
No, it was architectural awards.
Okay,
Diane
fine.
Keaton and Warren Beatty were both architects.
So then there's a scene where all 4 of them meet, and then there's a bit that runs on for a while about, like, how do I get wine out of a white coat?
Mm.
So they said, like, what did they say? Like, white wine, milk,
hairspray.
Yeah, I have no idea. JJ should try them. Ideally on something she likes, just in case it gets bad. Then Warren Beatty says, like, "Hey, we need to talk," and she's like, "No, I don't want to." So then he leaves and then tries to, like, sneak in another way, and it's like...
Yeah, Gary and Warren Beatty were escorted out.
Didn't they try going back in, or was that the...
He did go back in.
And then that's
when it was her time to receive the award, he was up there. And then she ran out, so then he ran out.
And then all the women meet together, and... Was there a resolution?
Well, Warren Beatty finally. Well, okay, you're forgetting when Gary Shandling
I'm
and
probably
Warren
forgetting a lot of this movie. Like the
the
bookstore
cabin
that has a lot of dust in it.
antique store.
You know what I mean.
The cabin, Gary Shandling is like, I really like that cabin. I'm going to be coming again. It's the only thing I own.
Oh yeah,
Kaboom!
so yeah, Charlton Heston blows up the cabin because Warren Beatty didn't agree to the duel. I
Wasn't there for it. He skipped out on his daughter without saying goodbye.
So then he appears again at the Gallo Awards, um, and gets pulled away by cops or something.
Then he gets shot.
I don't remember. Then Gary Shandling says he's gay, I guess, or I
Yep.
don't know if he does or not.
Says to his wife in front of a lot of people.
Yeah. Then.
So if your husband is cheating,
then there's
would you rather have it with another lady or to tell you that he's gay? I don't know. Tough question, ladies.
I don't know if he cheated on you. If he cheated on you with another guy, you could say, like, well, I'm probably cuter. So then there's a. So then I guess it ends with.
Well, Warren Beatty pleads with Diane Keaton
No,
to try to
I'm
save their
trying to talk
marriage.
about the ending of the movie. The ending has him on the roof finally fixing the weather vane. I guess that was the scene in the movie where we were all going, oh man, is the weather vane going to be fixed?
Well, because Diane pulled it down in rage.
This had so many
misdirects.
Scenes. There's scenes for no reason. If you were to just take Warren Beatty and Gary Shandling cheating, having affairs, and then getting divorced, I think this movie could probably been like maybe 50 minutes, maybe.
But see, Goldie Hawn and Gary, they did divorce. Diane Keaton, after they were with the divorce lawyer, they talked it out. They were trying to make amends. So, I mean, God, you had it all. Why ruin it?
Was there a resolution at the end? Oh, well,
he said he was going to be left on the roof for he doesn't know how long.
And it was like, if you fell off the roof before and you were able to get back up, I don't think this is punishment.
Do it one more time.
So, yeah. How did this get a theatrical release? Okay, Buck Henry? I think this might be the only movie I've seen of you, but if this is you punching up the script...
Why was it even made?
How did anyone even come up with this idea?
Somebody did, and they presented it, and guess what?
If I want this story, I don't know,
Well, we're not going to get it on Blu-ray.
Heck no, I don't want this. I don't want this in my house much longer.
It could go back to the library tomorrow.
But, well...
Oh...
Yeah. Who was the editor and who was the test?
I don't know. You would have to watch it again for the end.
No. No. Come on. Also, whoever edited this movie...
we're going on long about this movie. We should wrap it up.
We're more entertaining than the movie, and unlike the movie, we have beginning, middle, and ends.
Right. But we also wanted to wrap it up with another thought, a shout out from somebody.
Well, Well, I guess the only good thing is that this movie is so bad and forgettable that absolutely no critics have ever mentioned it in any review, right? Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think. Yes.
For $100 million. I'm like,
Yeah.
it costs that to make a movie now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it costs that to make a romantic comedy that's just, like, nothing special.
Yeah.
It costs $100 million to make a bad movie now.
It cost it because of, like, all the production. I think the budget for, like, Town and Country with Warren Beatty was, like, $90 million. Wow. Jesus.
Okay, maybe we were the second.
Yeah. We were probably one of the first to go so in depth.
God, this movie was terrible.
It just had so many loose ends that I guess kind of came together, except for.
They came together on the cutting room floor, maybe.
Well, the son's relationship, the daughter's relationship, the housekeeper's relationship. You didn't really see where they went. And Jenna was kind of hitting on the son. And yeah.
She was?
Yeah.
Okay, I've already forgotten that.
Anyway, we got to wrap this up.
We've spent more time talking about this movie than the editors spent editing this movie.
Yeah, so.
Anyway, join us next time where we take a look at one of her selections again.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Keep warm.
I hope this one's better edited.
I hope.